Today's session. Um, oh, but now it says live, so start again. Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's session for yoga and some breath work and a meditation. Oh, it's kicking me out again. I'm not sure. Hopefully, it's going to work here. Anyway, it's a little sketchy today, so hopefully I don't get kicked off again. But welcome, regardless. Welcome to Domestic Abuse Program Coordinator at CASDA, and I'm also a certified yoga and meditation teacher. I teach Shambhava yoga, Kundalini meditation, Hatha yoga, and also trauma-informed yoga. So today we're going to do some breath work that helps calm your nervous system. And when you have experienced trauma in your life, and which we all have to some degree, when your nervous system is dysregulated, you can have physical symptoms from that, like insomnia, headaches, chronic pain. Um, you want to rule out any physical diagnosis, but trauma can create a lot of physical manifestations in the body. When you're self-regulated, right? When you're able to self-regulate that in your own trauma, then you're grounded, you're centered, you're in that present time. And so, what trauma informed state, um, and also empower you that the trauma has not taken over your entire being. So, there's no modifications, there's no levels, there's none of that. There's just options on how you feel the poses and the breath in your own body. Um, and I always just say be kind to yourself. If your mind wanders off a zillion times during the next half hour or so together, that's okay. No worries. It's normal, and don't be too hard on yourself. So I'm in my office today, so it's a little different setup, but how we're going to begin is I would just like you to find a comfortable seat. We're going to do very little movement today, more breath work and meditation, but we are going to just relax the neck and shoulders a little bit. So wherever you're seated, if you're seated in a chair or enjoying nature, maybe you're in your car, wherever you are, just make sure both your legs are uncrossed if you're seated in a chair, easy pose, or whatever's most comfortable to you. You can even lie down if you're not going to fall asleep. And that's a normal reaction as well to fall asleep, especially during meditation, and that's okay too. Just be kind to yourself and honor yourself, your body, and where you are today. This is about you. So let's just begin with thinking about for a moment, checking in with your mind and maybe noticing what thoughts or worries or troubles are rolling around. And then if you're a visual person, maybe you can see in your mind a door. The room doesn't have to have any detail to it, but just a door in a room. And I would just like you to open that door and take any trouble door and close it. Just for now, just for the time that we have to get finished. I promise you that. And now, if it feels comfortable to you, you can allow your eyes to close. And if not, that's just fine. You can find something to gaze at. So maybe an object in front of you, where what we call in yoga is a soft gaze, where you're not, bug-eyed staring at something, but maybe just softly looking at a candle flame or a small object in front of you, or maybe a picture on the wall, something like that. And then just kind of getting into this grounding feeling, right? This stillness, this quiet. Maybe this is the first time that you've closed your eyes today or focused completely on yourself and your own well-being. And then just kind of check in with the mind. See what's rolling around. If you've already wandered off somewhere else, just guide yourself back to my voice, back to being in your body. And then take a moment to check in with your body. And maybe starting at the crown of your head, just notice as you scan over your face and over the back of your head, your neck and your throat and shoulders. Just have that scan go all the way down to your toes. And I want you to take a couple of minutes with this. And I want you to notice areas of your body that you may be carrying some tension, maybe even pain or discomfort. Maybe your shoulder is really tight or your neck. Maybe you have pain in your back, your legs. I want you to just notice. And as you scan down the body all the way to the toes, I want you to feel pain. Maybe it's more like a tightness or tension. Maybe the muscle feels about this longer, right? And then after scanning the body, I'd like you to bring your attention to your breath. And I don't want you to try to change the breath. I just want you to notice it. I want you to notice how your breath moves and where it's moving. If it's in your belly, if it's in your back, if it's in your chest. Does it feel forced or shallow? Does it feel choppy? Yes. And I'd like you to see if you can notice your heart beating. Just finding this stillness, this quietness. And then allow your awareness to come into your head and see if you can notice the weight of your head over your shoulders. And then bring your awareness to your spine and just notice the length of your spine. Are you sitting up nice and tall in your chair or on the floor? And then I'd like you to bring your awareness to what you're hearing. You're hearing my voice. What other sounds could you be hearing in the room that you're in? Or maybe you're outside. Maybe you can hear traffic or the ticking of a clock. Just noticing all the sounds around you. And then allow the awareness to come into taste. What do you taste in your mouth? Maybe that's good or not so good. Notice. And then notice what you smell. Maybe you can smell your deodorant from this morning, or there's something cooking in a room near you. Maybe you have a diffuser going with lavender rolling around your room. Just notice what you're smelling. And then allow your awareness to come back into the body, right into where you take that next breath, into your lungs. What we're going to do is called a Durga breath, and we're going to begin with this breath for a couple of minutes, and then we're going to incorporate it into the meditation. So you're going to be doing the breath work as you visualize the meditation, the guided meditation. So, and maybe counting up to 3. You inhale through your nose and you inhale that cooler air. Notice the temperature. Notice how your belly rises as you inhale. And then as you exhale through your nose, notice the breath and the temperature of the breath as you exhale. And as you exhale, and maybe you're counting from 4 to 1, notice how your navel comes towards your spine as you squeeze the diaphragm slightly at the bottom of the breath. So let's do that together. We're going to inhale up to 4 through the nose, the belly rises, and then we're going to exhale 4 to 1 as the belly falls. So we inhale, the breath rises up maybe to the collarbones, and then we exhale, breath falls, and the navel comes toward the spine. So this is like a wave, right? It's like a wave of breath. We inhale and we exhale. And if your mind any random thought, just notice, no judgment. Just guide yourself back. Come back to my breath, or come back to my voice and your breath. And if you have to do that over and over again during the next few minutes together, so be it. That's okay. That's why we call this a practice. So we inhale up to the count of 4, and we exhale 4 to 1. This wave of breath. And I just invite you to do what's comfortable in your body. Maybe your breath is not that deep. Maybe you can't count to 4. Maybe you can get to 2 or 3. I want you to honor where you are. Yoga is about self-acceptance and being present in this moment, being okay with who you are in this moment with no judgment. See where and how your breath is available to you today. Maybe it's not deep at all. Maybe you just are sitting with the breath and noticing the breath. without trying to deepen it. Just honor where you are today. Now, I'd like you to picture in your mind's eye that you're outside and you have your favorite tennis shoes on. You look down, look at them with a smile on your face. They're your favorite shoes. Love to wear them. They're comfortable. They feel good on your feet, on your back. And you're near a lake. You can choose any lake you'd like, Lake Superior, Island Lake, Fish Lake, doesn't matter. But I want you to begin walking through a grassy trail up towards the water. And it's a bit of a hill. Notice how your feet are walking up the hill. And I'd like you to incorporate all of your senses into this meditation, into this imagery. Is there a breeze? Can you feel it blowing your hair across your face? Is the temperature warm or cool? Is the sun out? Do you feel the sun on your back? What do you smell or taste in the air? And you're almost to the top of this hill. When you reach the top, you're overlooking this beautiful lake, this beautiful piece of water. And you decide right then and there, before you walk down the hill, to take off your shoes, your favorite shoes. You untie them, you take off your socks and stick them inside the shoe. And then you hold on to both those shoes as you begin to walk down this hill. And now you're feeling the sand in your feet. Is the sand warm, hot? Is it cool underneath your feet? Or does the decide as you're walking down this hill and across the beach, notice where you would like to find a seat close to the water. When you get up to the water's edge, you decide to sit down. And at first it might feel a little lumpy. You might have to move your butt around in the sand a little bit to make yourself a little sand chair. And then you can bend your legs and put your toes right into the tip of the water, where the water's edge meets the sand. As you sit and overlook this body of water, it brings joy and peace to you, to your spirit. Maybe a smile, maybe the corners of your mouth. Water's moving just at a nice, gentle pace. And on your next inhale, you notice how the water washes over the tops of your feet. And then as you exhale, the tide drifts away. So it's this beautiful movement of water that matches your breath. There's no interruption. It's smooth. It's consistent. It's deep. And it's long. So as you inhale, the water rushes over the tops of your feet. And as you exhale, water drifts away. Now again, staying with this rhythmic movement of the water. And as you notice The water coming over your feet with your breath and drifting away with your exhale. See what else you notice in this guided imagery. What do you hear around you? Can you hear birds? Do you possibly hear children maybe playing nearby? Maybe it's silent and you can just hear the water. Notice what you see with your eyes in this imagery, the color of the water, the shapes of the clouds. It's flying around, a kite in the air. How does the sand feel beneath you? How does the water feel over your feet? Is it cool? Is it just right? How does the sun feel against your skin? Is there a breeze in the air? And then I'd like you to allow your awareness to come into your heart space, right around the center of your chest. And as you sit in this space, I'd like you to make a wish for yourself. Whatever that is for you today, in this moment, could simply mean just to be more calm, just to stay. Wish is, see it in your mind's eye and feel it more in. And then I'd like you to make a wish for someone else, someone that you love, that you care about. Maybe you have a family member that's ill, a friend that needs support, your child that's going through something. Just see that person in front of you and make that wish for them, for peace for them, for healing. And then lastly, I'd like you to make a wish for someone you may be in conflict with. Maybe someone that you've had an argument with 2 days ago or 2 years ago. Again, seeing that person in peace. As long as it's coming from your heart space, it's authentic. And at a physical level, they don't even need to know, but they will feel in some way, to some degree, they will feel the energy of this. So send that person love that you may be in conflict with and peace. And know at some level that we are all connected. Now it's time to leave your beach. So you decide to pick up your shoes and stand up, brush the sand off your butt and legs, and begin to make the walk back to the hill, feeling the heat of the sand beneath your feet. As you walk up the incline and get to the top, you have to brush the sand off the bottom of your feet before putting your socks and shoes back on, getting the sand beneath your feet and in between the toes. As you get both your shoes on and you stand up again to look over the beautiful body of water and the experience that you had here. Knowing that you can come back to this place at any time, for any reason. If you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling anxious, if you're just feeling like you need to get away for a few minutes, this is available to you at any time. Leaving your beach behind when you feel ready to allow. Take a nice deep breath, maybe exhale through an open mouth called a cleansing breath. And then we're just going to do a little bit of neck work before we end today's session. So we're going to take a deep breath together, and as we exhale, let's just bring our chins down towards our chest. Now, maybe this is just enough of a stretch right now for you. You can feel a stretch across the shoulders, through your neck. You're going to inhale and bring your chin up towards the ceiling, only if it feels okay in your neck. If that doesn't feel good to you, or if you have neck issues, you can always just kind of turn your head to the right and to the left gently. You forcing the movement, we want the breath to follow. We're inhaling, and then the movement follows the breath. And then we exhale, and the chin comes back towards the chest. And then bringing the chin back towards the chest, we're going to inhale and make some circles with the neck if that feels okay to you. And maybe you get to a certain spot and you're like, ooh, that's a good spot. That feels good right there. I'm going to stay there. I'm going to send some breath into that area because I feel some tension there. It feels tight. And you may want to stay there for a couple of breaths and then continue your circle. And just really allowing yourself to be in the body right now. If you've wandered off to what you're having for lunch today, or this is dumb, I don't know why I'm doing this, what's she talking about, any of those random judgmental thoughts that come into the mind, we are in our heads way too much and we are not in our bodies enough. So just with your neck, when you notice what comes up when you change directions, maybe something emotionally comes up, maybe a thought comes into the mind, or something physical comes up. Maybe this side feels a lot smoother, maybe not. Maybe it feels choppy or forced. And then we'll all meet back with our chins to our chest. We're going to place our hands on our shoulders and just do some circles with your arms. So you're drawing a circle with your elbows. So we're all on our computers way too much, on our phones way too much, on our tablets, all those things. So we're kind of hunched forward all the time. So we really want to move these shoulders around. Let's change that direction. And then come back to center. Release that. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Bring a nice, beautiful smile to your face. And I want to thank you for being here today. I want to thank you for coming into this space with me and doing something kind to yourself, for yourself. And I wish you a beautiful weekend. And I will see you soon. Take care. Remembering that namaste simply means The highest potential in me loves and respects the highest potential in each of you. Namaste. Peace.